This is a Flying J near Lansing. I parked next to Alpha Logistics from Okemos, Michigan. He's far away from home. What's he doing in Lansing? The truck stop was half empty because I don't know, 40 spots are marked as reserved. Like this entire row is reserved, and behind me probably half of that row is reserved. So, and I'm so long and 11 feet wide, so I didn't want to chance it and go between trailers. Like there's an open but single lanes. I didn't see 2 lanes, you know, open between trucks, so I'm just parked like this, but there's nobody there. I'm not in the way, so I just went inside, grabbed a cup of coffee. What is this? Anyway, so they're sending me again on a very long detour. Right, this is my Michigan permit, and see the way they do it, when they put dates in here, there's no dates for Saturday and Sunday, so this permit is not valid on Saturday and Sunday. So, and I crossed the border in Port Huron, but instead of letting me drive west from Port Huron to Lansing, where I am now, they made me go on 94 down to Detroit, and then 696 west, and then 96 west. So it's kind of like this. And so now I have to follow 96 all the way till I reach 196 in Grand Rapids. And even then they want me to go on some weird highway I never been on before. I feel like I'm here now, so I had to disable the volume because this thing keeps trying to reroute me on a reasonable route. So that's where I am now. I'm like northwest of Lansing. And what's funny is that I was here, Sarnia, Ontario, or Port Huron, right? And but because of construction here, eternal construction, like instead of going like this, I had to go like this towards Detroit, and then 196, 96, and 96. And now, instead of just going south on 69 and then catching 94, I have to go 96 to Grand Rapids, and then 196 down. But what's interesting is going to be, yeah, I'm guessing over here, yeah, something is going on here. No, wait, before, where did I see that? Oh, 63, here we go. So yeah, I'll be coming like this, 196 down, and it connects directly with 94, but I'm guessing there's construction in there because I see all this yellow column in slow traffic. And what my permit says, they want me to take 63, so pretty much like 2 exits before I-94, I have to take this road, and probably a bunch of lights in there because it looks like it's a urbanized area. But what's cool is that I'll be driving right near the lake, but I probably won't see it, this M-63, but still it's gonna be a little bit picturesque in there. And then I hook up with 94, and so I don't know, the plan today is a little bit too optimistic, I think, to cross Chicago and get to world's largest truck stop in Walcott, Iowa, which is just here, but I'm still 613 clicks away. Because again, and I still, that's the distance, provided I go south on 69, which I cannot do. I have to follow my permit. And that's why sometimes, you know, people say, how do you use Google Maps for a truck? And that's how you use it. You disable the volume if you don't wanna program all these you know, waypoints, because I could find some business in here somewhere, right, or Grand Rapids, and use that as a waypoint, like a stop. But you know, I know the route, so I'll just disable the volume, because I know, you see, it'll keep rerouting me. And now I'll just have to, when I get closer there, I'll just have to keep an eye for this 63 situation, so that I don't miss M-63. Like Michigan, there's always some detours in construction. And by the way, you see this? Something is missing over there. And I'll tell you what's missing. It's this ugly piece of Chinese engineering. Like, it's finally, I gave up. Like, it fell off 2 times already. I tried to correct it, you know, put some moisture, clean up the window. It keeps falling off. It doesn't want to hold. You see, like, very cheap workmanship over here. But the worst part is that this stopped. See, like, this button is supposed to open this, and it's all broken. And then when you can do it like this, but you see, it doesn't want to stay. It doesn't want to stay, so it's all loose. And when I put the tablet in here, it just keeps falling out. Actually, yeah, it's supposed to be like this. Yeah, because that's where your tablet's supposed to sit. But I mean, see? So, and that's a plan. So when I'm at the truck stop, I know they never have any deals in there. It's all very expensive, but they should have something, some kind of a, because I think my next one will be, like I saw, you know, they advertise them on online and everywhere, right? They say that you can get one of those. Come on. Cup holder ones, you know, like where I'm gonna make this empty, and then I can use this, that cup holder I can use for my tablet. All right, let's just leave the truck stop. I'll show you how I'm leaving the truck stop and how many. No, disregard that. That would not be funny if I said that. All right, somebody sent me a message. All right, I just got a contract. I got a contract from an advertising broker. We talked with this lady via email. So looks like I'll be doing some videos about Eaton. And end of August, I have to find my way. I gotta find a way to be at the Eaton testing grounds in Michigan. Like, they'll be showing us, you know, like I'm guessing I'm not the only YouTuber they invited, so there'll be a bunch of probably other YouTubers, you know, like who specialize in trucking. So some kind of new automatic or automated transmission. So I'll get a chance to drive the truck, like a truck. There'll be a truck for a road test. And so she just sent me a contract. I signed it, so now all is good. Now she says, when are you gonna be available for a kick-off call? And I'm not sure what that means, but I said, I'm moving a load to Minnesota, so I should be empty Wednesday. So we can probably do some kick-off on Wednesday after lunch. But I didn't hear from her yet. And it's hot, so I'm using auto AC, which I'm very happy that my truck has this feature. So auto climate control, like pretty fancy, right? You just set up the temperature and click auto, and that's all you have to do. Because I spent the weekend at the truck stop like 3 miles away, 5 clicks away from the US border. Because I couldn't enter Michigan, right? And so then I woke up at 6 o'clock today, did my kettlebell exercises with my 60. I did one exercise with the 60-pound kettlebell, and I did 2 exercises with my 80-pound kettlebell. And then I did some push-ups, got coffee, and went to the border. So I paid the toll, and she wanted to charge me for 150,000 gross, because, you know, she asked me for my permit for Michigan. And of course on the permit you always get more weight, right? And so we started arguing. I said, I'm not that heavy. And she says, okay, if you're under 150,000, then there's no additional charge. So I just paid like 40 bucks Canadian, like a regular toll for 8 axles. And these guys, they don't care if your axles are up or down. So you can raise the axle, they will still charge you for it. That's their policy on the Canadian side. And I forget, it's like $4 or $3.50 per axle, something like that. Yeah, I think it was less than 40 bucks. But she says, if you would have been over 150,000, that's when their special heavy haul premium kicks in. So I got lucky she didn't charge me for that. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that one interesting thing I saw is that as the lady was trying to figure out how much to charge me, I'm looking at the bridge, right? I'm looking at the bridge in front of me, the Blue Water Bridge, and on the Canadian side all you can see is trucks, right? Because the border is closed for non-essential traffic. But on the US side, coming into Canada, I see the entire bridge is covered with cars. I'm like, what the heck? That, you know, it seems so unusual, because it's been what, like, so this is second year since the border was closed to cars. And so I asked the toll lady, I said, what's going on the American side? And she says, well, now they allow Americans that are fully vaccinated, they allow them to cross into Canada. And I said, but not from the Canadian side yet, right? She says, no, only Americans. Which is kind of like interesting. So that's the news of the day, according to the toll lady I talked to today. So if you're fully vaccinated, you can enter Canada as a tourist on land, right? Whereas before you could still use the plane, like go by air, but cars were prohibited on the bridge. So now it looks like, at least from the US side, they allow this. Because yeah, I was thinking, right, so I have to be in, where is that? Somewhere near Flint, I think. That Eaton testing grounds are somewhere near Flint. And so I don't want to fly, I don't want to drive my truck. So I would like to do like a, you know, mini vacation and just drive my Charger over there. But right now it's still closed. The border is still closed. So I hope that by the end of this month, if they allow the Americans to do it, maybe they will allow Canadians to do it. But wait, I only had one shot of vaccine. And somebody I talked to, they said that it's possible to, like, my next one is in September. And I think somebody told me it's possible you can reschedule and see if they will allow you to get the second dose earlier. I probably should do that, you know. I should try to get the second vaccine. But then you gotta have something, right? Like, how do they know that I was vaccinated? There should be some kind of like a little book with stamps, right? So I'm gonna turn off the camera for now, because this is gonna be 96 all the way to Grand Rapids. So unless I see like a unusually colored alien spaceship landed on the freeway, or there's a pile-up of cars, I'm gonna keep the camera off until I get to Michigan 63, because I'm still hoping there'll be some views of the water. Cool. Well, I managed to hook it up again. Don't know how long it's gonna take, but this thing is really bad, you know. Like, basically now, if I take this out, this whole tablet will just full out of here because these are loose. But this is so much better than, you know, I was looking at the screen when it was in that box and it keeps sliding, you cannot see anything. I really like this setup where it's right here, you know, and and you see this 63 is here, so I have to go on 63. So this is the ramp to 63. Behind me is I-196. I just had a quick snack with my protein powder. Now I just have to check my load. Where did this come from? Yeah, there was a big jam, couple of big jams on I-196. There were two spots where only one lane was open, and of course because of that the traffic was stopped. Everything looks good. Yeah, this time I didn't have to put a sock on the exhaust because because there's no engine and there's no turbo, right? And yeah, I thought I would reach Walcott, Iowa, but of course I redid my tablet for T.A. Morris, Illinois, and that's still 222 clicks, 170, no, what is it, 130 miles. And it says I'll be there at 4 Central Time, but I highly doubt it because now I'll have to go on this 63. I'm pretty sure there's some lights in there. Oh boy. But yeah, on the one hand I don't want to stop too late, but on the other hand, like, it's only 1:37 Central Time, right? Because as soon as I enter Illinois, I'll be on Central Time, so it's only 1:30, and I can definitely drive like 4 hours. All right, let's see, how far is Walcott, Iowa? Walcott, Iowa. Oh wow, 442 kilometers. Well, actually that means that it's 222 to T.A. Morris, so it's only 200, the same distance. So 222 clicks to T.A. Trail Centers of America in Morris, Illinois, and then from there it's pretty much the same 220 clicks to Walcott. So it says 4:26, 4 hours 26 minutes. So let's say 5. So if it's 1:30 now plus 5, so I'll be there at 6:30. I think that's doable, because the sunset in Walcott, I just checked, is at 8 p.m. Central Time. And you know, I want to practice. You know, I need to do my music training session, and I don't want to do it when it's dark, because then it's hard to see my music sheets. By the way, yesterday I tried to practice just out of curiosity, like I say in this funny video about 12 reasons to own this monster plow you can see in the mirror. And one of the reasons was that the cab is pretty big, so you can practice, I can practice with my accordion. And so I decided to try that, and some people were looking at me funny, but because I was climbing the tracks and then the steps into the cab, and I did practice there for about half an hour. The problem was it was too hot.
100 meters, turn left to stay on Michigan 63 South. Keep a second left to stay on Michigan 63 South, and turn left onto Park Street.
Alright, just a reminder, friendly reminder to all fellow YouTubers: always come to a complete stop when you have a camera on your hand. That's a trick I learned, because stop signs mean stop. So anyway, this thing will now try to reroute me 20 times. I see it wants me to turn around. I cannot do that. And so yeah, I tried to practice yesterday with the accordion inside the plow. Yeah. And I only lasted half an hour. Alright, that's it. We're cutting the volume, because this thing does not understand, you know, why anybody would follow a slow highway with 50 mph speed limit when there's a perfectly fine freeway. But there's a sign that says emergency 196, and that's what we are following. I should probably turn on my flashing light, because even though it's not required in Michigan, but I have a two-way traffic here. Oh, I actually did find it. Okay. So there's a lake over there. clanking sound you might hear in the back, I think I gotta get rid of them. Those two of my jacks, you know, those 20, I think they're 20 ton or 25 ton. And they keep making that annoying noise. Now, did I miss my... Because that road where people were jumping in front of me from, the sign for alternate emergency I-196, but that's not 63. Like, my permit says I have to follow 63. And I think finally now, I think it found it. Yeah. So we are good. So yeah, I was hoping to see some water, but actually further down there might be something. I remember on the map there was like a bridge going over water. So I'll keep recording. So my gross weight, in case somebody's curious, so the empty weight is 60,000 pounds with this setup, quad trailer, 36-inch flip box, and the 4-axle truck. 60,000 pounds. And they're saying this machine was 77,000. So 60 and 70, 130, 137, right? Go. That's the lake over there. the sign said U.S. Coast Guard Station somewhere there. Yeah, somewhere here we'll be going over a bridge. Like a real bridge, not an overpass, but a bridge. Okay, here's the bridge, but it's not that big. Alright, and I saw this on Google Maps. That this route was going through busy area. Oh, check this out. Zoop Eatery. Is that the same franchise as we have in Canada? But I think over there it's just called Zoop, not Eatery. Where the heck is I-94? Check this out. This stupid thing is sending me straight. But I gotta be on 63. And the overhead sign says this is the 63. standing next to Mickey's Pub. Mickey's Pub. There's already cars in the parking lot at 3 o'clock. Finally, Google found my route. So 5 clicks away, 3 miles, is the entrance to I-94. I don't like these poles, they're right next to the road. Those jacks are really getting on my nerves. Oh, diesel, check this out, $3.15. That's the lowest price I've seen today. I picked up 191 gallon at Smith Creek in Michigan, and the price was $3.29, I think. And I was quite happy with that. But $3.15 would definitely be better. And we're entering St. Joseph Charter Township. somebody asked me under the last video how I shift. When I just started with the yellow truck, you know, 10 years ago, I was always double clutching because I thought this would help to extend the life of the transmission. And then I learned how to float the gears, and sometimes one of the gears gets stuck, you know, if you don't have RPM high enough. Like usually sometimes I'm having trouble with gear 5 because it's a long movement from gear 4 to gear 5 low, right? And so in this truck I really need to be somewhere around like 1550 RPM in gear 4 before I attempt to shift into gear 5, especially with the load. Otherwise I'm losing RPM right when I'm moving the shifter, and by the time the shifter is already in the position of gear 5, the RPM is too low, I cannot put it in, so I have to double clutch. But if I remember to increase my RPM, then it's fine. Like now I was able to do that without the clutch. But other than that, yeah, it's just gear 1, right, to start moving, and then when you're in reverse, of course, you need the clutch. And like I said, for me, sometimes I need it in gear 5. That's it. All right, somewhere here is the entrance to, oh, probably at the lights over there, because I see here it's 700 meters. I think
100 meters, turn left onto the I-94 West ramp to Chicago.
'94 West, Chicago. Okay.
Left onto the I-94 West ramp.
Turned off my flashing light on the roof because it's not required on the freeway. And it makes sense, right? Because I don't have traffic coming towards me because it's a divided freeway, divided highway, so people only passing me, so it's no use to have the flashing light on top of your roof. I still have flashing lights in the bumper. They're on. I think it makes lights in the bumper make more sense on the freeway than lights on the top of the truck. So I only turn them on sometimes when it's a busy area and it's a two-way highway.